Welcome to Story 1. I'm Zach. And we have Jacob, and we have Ashley from Lakemont Park.
Hi.
Hi, everybody. How are you guys today?
Ashley, go ahead and get a little intro here by yourself, flat ride, non-coaster, coaster, all that fun stuff.
All right. So my name's Ashley. I was the administrative coordinator for Lakemont Park. Now I'm park operations and retail manager. That just happened. My favorite coaster would probably be Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind at Disney World. No offense to the ones at our park, but yeah.
Other than Disney, what's one of your favorite parks to travel to?
Probably Cedar Point. I really like Cedar Point. Kennywood is also nice too. I grew up closer to, the Pittsburgh parks. So, I mean, Idlewild was my park that I used to go to as a kid, since it's the closest to me. But yeah, Kennywood and Cedar Point are probably my favorites.
Nice. And what is your favorite non-coaster?
Oh, geez.
Or favorite non-coaster kind of ride?
She has a lot of good options coming from Disney.
True. That's true. Let me think. I mean, I personally love the Figment ride in Epcot, so. But anything that spins, I can't do. It makes me sick. So that eliminates a lot of flat rides.
Yeah, it does.
Yes.
Honestly, I love spinning and just getting dizzy.
I can't do it. I can't even look at it.
Oh my!
I could do it with the right amount of Dramamine.
When I worked at, I used to work at Idlewild. I worked there for 7 years since I was able to work. Up until 2021, I worked there. So the spider was the thing that got me the most sick ever. Ooh. So can't even look at it.
Those kind of ride, but I'm the kind of guy, if you get me on a teacup ride, I'm going to spin that cup as fast as I can.
Well, remind me to never get in one with you.
Yeah, you don't have to. I'll make you.
Yeah, my wife did paratrooper once, and that was the worst decision she had ever made. She literally laid on a bench for 3 hours.
Yeah, that was me after getting off of Mission Space at Disney too.
Yeah, my worst decision was definitely riding a Lupo plane with a headache.
Oh, yeah, not a good idea.
That was no go. I was in the medic tent for a little bit. Fun ride.
Yeah.
Not fun experience.
Yeah, I would say not. For sure.
I'll get back on track here and do a brief history of Lakemont Park. There is so much to cover here, but we're going to do a brief one. That way, eventually, we're going to do a full history video of Lakemont Park.
All right, so I guess I'll start at the beginning. It opened in 1894 as a trolley park. Had minimum things like mainly just a community park. And then they started adding rides years later. It used to have, like a skating rink, roller skating rink. They had an ice skating rink in the winter on the lake. At one point, there was a really, really big pool on the island. They call it the island where the water park is. Yeah, and then eventually we got Leap the Dips. I think that was one of the first rides, if you will, in the park. So yeah, and then eventually it opened and closed a lot due to financial reasons. It switched owners a bunch because it just wasn't making any money. And then eventually Boyer Candy bought the park, turned it into Boyertown, USA. That's when we got the Skyliner. They had made that purchase from Roseland Park. Same with the water slides. I don't know if anybody knew that, but the water slides in the water park are also from Roseland Park. Yeah, so there's probably more that I don't know of that came from there, but who knows. So yeah, then Boyertown, USA was only open for about 2 years, and then they also closed due to financial reasons. And that's when Lakemont Park took over. And here we are, kind of. We used to have a ton of rides, but they also had to close for a couple years. They sold all the rides, and now here we are, rebranded.
Rebranded and rebuilding.
Yep.
As I said, yeah, you have a long history, so that'll be a full video going all that fun stuff, all details.
Yeah, I don't really want to go into details. We'd be here forever. So
Exactly, yeah. If I said whole another video.
Yep.
All right, so let's go ahead and talk about the big thing, which is a big question that a lot of people have with Leap the Dips is, how does a slide friction coaster work?
All right. Well, so usually for the coasters we have, like modern coasters, the friction comes from the bottom of the coaster and not the side. So the wheels, I don't know the actual wording because I am not maintenance, but the side wheels are on the side and not on the bottom, basically. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe it's the probably that's like moon wheels and guide wheels is my guess to be more correct, but I could be wrong too. So if you know, let us know in the comments.
Yeah, I'm not sure. So
But the main thing is there is no outside wheel. So when you get airtime, a wheel or two is most likely slightly off the rail. But no need to worry, it will not come off that track because it was designed to not let it get too far off. So you're all good.
So
Yeah.
in other words, the Leap the Dips coaster doesn't have what's called upstop wheels, which allows the coaster to perform steep drops without derailing, which is why most slide friction coasters have drops of about 45-degree angles at max.
Yes,
and always have small drops.
The side of the track is very high up, so there is quite a bit of room for the guide wheels to go along it and not get above it. And the only place you will see part of that gone is the station, and that is so you can actually transfer trains off easily. And then it does not need to have both sets of guides and things, and only have one guide and then the road wheel, obviously.
Yeah, so you have your basic wheels on your bottom, which are your guide wheels, and then you have your wheels. Yeah. You have your wheels on your side, which are just, I guess, considered and called.
I call them guide and then call the one and bottom road wheels, but I could be wrong.
Well,
too.
they call them side friction wheels.
Yeah, something. Yeah.
And that basically is what prevents the car from derailing or being able to
Yeah.
take on sharp
Well,
turns.
and I mean the side piston wheels are what makes the car turn because it leans into those corners. So
And
okay, so guys, it is very safe. You are not gonna get injured on the dips. Unless you do something very,
no,
very
no,
stupid.
it's just
Yes.
this coaster is one of the only remaining coasters built
Yes.
before your modern day roller coasters were built. This
Yes.
was, I mean, when you see parks like Lakemont and Cedar Point showing all the old video, black and white of their roller coasters, they're showing things like Leap the Dip that they couldn't keep
Yes.
together long enough on Lakemont.
Yeah. So that is why we give a huge kudos to Maine and Lakemont Park because they work hard to keep this one of a kind coaster still running. And now we move to a question that someone asked on Twitter. RMC at Lakemont.
No.
Never.
We wouldn't be RMCing either Leap the Dips or Skyliner. RMC refuses to even touch
Yes.
Leap the Dips unless it's for like maintenance purposes. Skyliner, I just don't think an RMC would look right at a park like Lakemont. It's
No.
small. It's more classic than other parks that would have an RMC. So yeah, I don't think it would fit the atmosphere very well. And I don't think I think RMC would agree with me on that. So
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
if anything, like if money was not an option, it would be a full retrack of Skyliner using, DCI or Gravity Group.
right.
But that'd be if money was not an option. But apparently money is the thing here. So
Yes,
Wait,
it
wait,
is a
money.
thing.
Wait, in real adult life, we have to deal and worry about money?
unfortunately, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I've been doing it all wrong.
I think so too.
What's money?
Someone also asked if we could play any kind of music at a coaster station, what would it be? And we have some fun of this for at least the Dips and the intro was a little piece of that. Ashley, what do you think would be the song for at least the Dips?
Definitely the Pennsylvania polka. I don't know if I don't know if any of you guys have heard the Pennsylvania polka, but it fits the aesthetic of Leap the Dips perfectly. It might be severely annoying after a while, but it definitely fits.
Just go look it up on YouTube on your time. We're not going to play it here because we don't want to get demonetized.
Hey,
That's why I use copyright-free polka music for the intro.
hey, Zach, I know I'm going to jump topic here, and I'm only going to bring this up because I'm really close to Anderson. Did you know that they used to have an identical twin model of Leaps the Dips in Mountain State Park in Anderson, Indiana?
I don't know that. I don't know
fun,
about it at all.
Fun fact, it closed in 1929.
That's interesting.
So we did mention especially a polka with the Dips though, but what about Skyliner for a song?
See, okay, so I really like the space theme that Skyliner used to have, and I wish we would bring it back because I thought it was really cool.
Yes, we should.
Yeah, the space theme used to be when it rose at Roseland Park, and it had all the planets on top of it. But I would do Rocket Man.
Yes, that'd be a good one.
That would be a good
Song,
one.
yes.
Yeah.
And then Little Leap, we would forget about that one because that would probably be some really annoying kiddie song we don't want to hear on that.
Yeah.
Now the all-important question of off-season maintenance and track work.
Okay, so again, I'm not maintenance. I don't know exactly what happens or what goes on because I'm usually in the office. So, but so every year they take the cars off of both coasters, Leap the Dips and Skyliner. They take the seats completely apart every year, and they need inspected every year too. So the state will come in and inspect them, and then they will completely just gut the seats and completely redo them. Not Leap the Dips, just Skyliner. And then Skyliner, they're going to do track work. I don't know if they've started it or not yet, because believe it or not, they're still taking down Christmas displays from our holiday lights on the lake. So that takes a long time because there are only 4 full-time maintenance staff members at our park. So they put all of those displays up and down every year and do all of the work on the rides, which is crazy. So yeah, I don't know if they've started any track work. They do fix the track as needed. Same thing with Leap the Dips, but Leap the Dips is a lot more maintenance than Skyliner is, because it's older, obviously, and the wood is oak. So anytime that something on Leap the Dips breaks, we have to special order the wood because it's oak. So that's also why sometimes when you come to Lakemont, and Leap the Dips is down, it's usually because we can't get the wood. So that is normally why.
Yeah. I did not know that you used oak, so that's a new one.
Yep, it's all made out of oak. So yeah, everything is special ordered for Leap the Dips, or custom, like our maintenance staff custom makes it, has to cut it a certain way, do things a certain way. So yeah, if you ever come to Lakemont and it's down, that is why. So
guys, don't get mad. Just remember, Lakemont Park is trying their hardest to keep it running. And this is the coaster from 1902. It's not going to be easy. So,
right.
Be patient. It will open eventually.
Yes, promise it'll open. Yep, it's just a lot of effort. But yeah, in Skyliner also is a lot of effort, but at least it's not oak, so it's a little better.
Now, one of the big things that Ashley did this year for us ghost enthusiasts is adults can ride Little Leaper. Woohoo!
Right. So I just started at Lakemont in August of 2021. And I came from Idlewild. So everyone that works at Lakemont, so I'm the only one that came from another park. Everyone else either came from, somewhere else, or has been at the park for a really long time. So I'm the only one that came from another park, and we were going over, rides and their height restrictions, their, other restrictions, things like that. And because I came from Idlewild, I have, been involved with the roller coaster enthusiasts and ACE and things like that. So I knew all about, credits and all that kind of thing. So whenever I came to Lakemont and they said, oh yeah, like only kids can ride the Little Leaper, I was like, oh, well, you might want to change that, because I know a lot of adults would come in here and ride that for a credit. So that's why we changed it.
We do have 2 questions in our comments for you.
Yes, we'll get those towards the end.
Well, this one has to deal with what we were just talking about.
Cool.
Do you know what kind of wood Skyliner uses?
I'm not sure. I think it's just your regular wood. Leap the Dips is the only one that uses different wood than like a normal wooden coaster would use. Yeah, so I'm not 100% sure, but I know it's not oak.
Most woodies use 70-yard pine, I believe, if I recall correctly. I could be wrong. Correct me, but I believe most wooden coasters use 70-yard pine.
And then one other question that goes along with Skyliner is, has anybody ever caught a home run while on Skyliner?
Yes, I think one of our employees, actually. So yes. I don't think he actually caught it with his hand, but I think it did go into the coaster car. So
with Skyliner. So one of the really fun things on that one is if you get a chance, go watch the behind-the-scenes video of it. And every time the baseball team has fireworks, they have to hose down Skyline with a fire hose to keep the track from running down. And you will also find baseball in there too. So,
yeah.
Another thing
Usually,
if
it's a dead day at the park, but the Curve has a game, our ride operators will always run back and get the balls.
And speaking of Skyliner, Zach, do you want to pull up a wonderful, nice photo that we have?
Yes. After they did it, 24 us. But new Skyliner logo. And
yepper. So we just did that. I'm gonna say we're not changing the sign. I know people were assuming that we're changing the sign. We're not. Just the logo for, merchandise and things like that. But yeah, that is what it used to look like at Roseland Park. So whenever the logo was created, we wanted to keep that space theme in it. So that's why there's a rocket ship. I know people were asking why there was a rocket ship. So that is why we wanted to, pay homage to its history. So that is the rocket. And then we tried to match the font on the sign. Yeah.
Doing what everybody loves, and it looks amazing. And I will one day need to come in that time and see it turn on.
Yes. I've been trying. So the Skyliner sign itself, I think, is missing a decent amount of lighting in it. So I think we're trying to fix that over the off season as well, just because the sign is so classic, and I think it looks really nice lit up. So
I bet it. I mean, I can only imagine that old kind of lighting. It'd be beautiful to see at night time.
Oh yeah, it's definitely very pretty.
It just looks like a gorgeous coaster looking right here at this photo.
Yes. Actually, if you want to see another one, I really enjoy the view you can get from the train. Oh, love that view of it.
And yeah, and might I just say, I don't know if, so people have been saying about us painting the coaster, because we know it needs painted. Trust me, totally aware. But it's a lot of money to paint a coaster, an entire coaster, like a ton of money. So
especially with it being a wood coaster, because yes, steel coasters use less supports, less paint coverage area, whereas a wood you have all those beams, cross beams, all the way head to toe, all the way around.
Right. Yeah, and it's a lot of money, especially for a park this small. We're super small, and we're a super small staff as well. So if you guys want the coaster painted just like we do, you can come to the park, support the park, buy some merchandise, some tickets, and yeah, all the money goes back into the park.
People time of the year, buy a wristband, buy a milk ticket too.
Yep, all the money goes back into the park, because all the money we make goes back into the park some way, shape, or form. So, yeah.
Now, here's one for you guys. But what are the chances of another wooden coaster coming to Lakemont?
Okay, so personally, I would love one. But as of right now, we're just basically trying to get the park afloat again. It's had so many hardships in the past and things like that, opening, closing, and all that kind of stuff. So we're trying to get it back to a good place, if you will. And then eventually we would love to add more rides. So yeah.
Yes, guys. So if you want to see more live at Lakemont, go visit. Go bring them a crowd. If they have crowds, they can then add more rides. That's how it works. No crowds, no new rides.
Right. Exactly.
Business.
which also leads us to, if you want flat rides, also come visit the park.
Yep. Yeah. Same thing. Yeah. We would love to, but yeah, it's just visit the park, please.
And now that we've seen Lakemont moving for more of a community-style park, what about being like zip lines, ropes courses, being like
Yeah,
that?
we've actually talked about that kind of thing, especially the zip lines and stuff. We've talked about that, but the thing with us is our park is a lot of local visitors on a daily basis. You know, people bringing their kids, things like that, and our concern with those were, would that just be like a one and done type of deal? Like, how many times can you ride a zip line? You know what I mean? Like that wouldn't be a thing where you would like come back every day and be like, okay, let's ride the zip line. I don't know. So I think like it would be cool, but I don't know if it would be, I guess, worth the cost of it. That makes
Yeah,
sense.
yeah. I mean, now a ropes course would be better for returnees because there are so many different pathways to go on that and do it all different way. That'd be a better
And,
value for returning guests.
and
Yep.
with ropes course, I think they meant like when you go to Pigeon Forge and you go
Yes.
to, or not even Pigeon Forge, like when you go to, if you guys have any of the trampoline parks in Pennsylvania, they
Oh,
usually have like a little 3-story little metal structure with all sorts of different pads and things. I think that they're probably going along the lines of one of those.
yeah.
Yeah, honestly, yeah, they can get 3, 4, 5 stories tall and have 20, 30 to apple that you can do. So
Yeah, it definitely would be cool for sure.
now, back when Lakemont Park opened as a trolley park, the park had a big focus on rides, skating rinks, dance halls, theaters, restaurants. Maybe some of those coming back like more food establishments or
Um, so I mean, really, who knows in the future what could happen? A lot of that stuff was where the casino is currently, like where all those little, I don't know if anyone knows what I'm talking about, but the casino with the little like shops and things like that. It's a little bit outside of the park. Technically, it's still, I guess, part of the park, but not as much as it used to be. So I think the dance hall and the theater was where the casino is now. The casino is now basically just like a banquet hall. Like people have weddings there, that kind of thing. But I mean, I personally would love to make that kind of how Boyertown, USA had it as like a knockoff Main Street, um, like Disney World Main Street,
Yeah.
which would be really cool, in my personal opinion, to make it, you know, like boutiques and candy stores and gift shops, things like that. That'd be super cool to do. But I mean, hopefully one day in the future that would be a thing. But yeah.
back to the other guys. If you want to see that stuff, you need to go visit.
Yes.
Well, Annika says you guys should get a zip line coaster.
That would be very interesting for
Yes.
sure.
There's one down by Zach.
Yes, it's actually up in Croydon, about an hour and a half away. And I have rode it called the Backfire at Indiana Cabins. Very fun.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
Now we can move on to questions. Oh, we got another one. Okay.
It's just a comment. It's not a
Yeah.
question.
Okay, cool. Yep. We can go ahead and go question now, guys. If you have any questions, we can go ahead and go ahead and ask. See here.
I have a lot of good questions about this year's schedule for Lakemont.
You do?
Okay.
Yeah, so we know that you guys are going to be doing your big Easter bash over the Easter weekend, or is it like the Easter week?
It's April 1st is the
Okay,
Easter
it's
egg
just
hunt.
okay. And then you guys are going to be doing other events throughout the season as well?
Yeah. So basically the majority of our money for the park comes from the events that we do. So there's, I wouldn't say like a ton of events because we're still working on events too. So we have the Easter egg hunt. We have Pet Day, which I'm in charge of. It's basically like an adoption event. We invite the local shelters. They're welcome to take donations, things like that. We're doing like a pet costume contest for the guests. And Lakemont is usually you cannot bring your dog into the park, but on Pet Day you can. So we have the pet costume contest. We do photo opportunities. The Curve brings their mascots over, and like the dogs can take pictures with the Curve mascots and stuff like that. And then we're doing and I want to make this an annual thing. We're doing like a Leap the Dips birthday celebration. So it opened on June 2nd in 1902. It was the first day that it ever operated. So we're trying to do it on June 2nd, but June 3rd is the event because I think something was going on June 2nd. We couldn't do it. So we're doing it June 3rd, is the Leap the Dips birthday celebration. So we're going to try to do on-ride photos for that day. Tickets are going to be $1 to ride, and we are probably going to have some kind of special merchandise for the day. So it's turning 121. So we want to just keep it going with that every year, like 122, 123, that kind of thing. So that is happening. We also have our big Summerfest festival event in August. It's August 18th to the 20th. I don't know if you guys are familiar, but they used to have the Keystone Country Festival at Lakemont every year, which was a really, really huge festival, thousands of people. And we're trying to bring something like that back to the park. So it's called Summerfest now. So yeah, and then we do little events like throughout the year. We're having like concerts and things like that. So.
And speaking of the mascot for the Oceano Curves, every now and then he actually comes over to buy nips, and that will happen.
He does. He's also a big fan of the Skyliner. During their games, he'll come over and, wave to the stadium off of the Skyliner.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Annika asked, what is your favorite part of the park?
My favorite part of the park is probably the Skyliner and the go-kart area at night specifically, just because it looks really, really pretty lit up. Whenever they have the twinkly lights on the Skyliner on, it looks really pretty. So that's definitely my favorite part.
I would have a problem of not getting off the go-karts.
And then Annika also asks, what is your favorite part or the part of the job?
Let me think. Personally, my favorite part of my job is trying to better the park. So I only started in 2021, but since I've gotten there, I've changed a lot of things. And I mean, I think personally that it's gotten a little better. Before I started, they didn't really open the gift shop at all during the summer. I mean, it was only open for holiday lights during Christmas time. But ever since I started, I wanted to have the gift shop open. And all that coaster merch that you're seeing is me. The t-shirts.
I have a bit of it.
Yep. The t-shirts, the pins, we have ornaments, Gabby's poster, the Leap the Dips poster.
Yep.
And we're getting more of it this year. So yeah, all that coaster merch was me. I think that's really cool because then I can get to see like my designs on merchandise and stuff too, which is really cool. So.
Yes, and I'll be coming down to get that Skyliner suit and maybe try to come down in June for the birthday event for Leap the Dips.
Yeah. We're also starting. So that comment about the GoFundMe Kickstarter thing for the paint job. So I don't know if we're technically allowed to do that because we're a business, and I don't know if we're allowed to actually make a GoFundMe for it to be like legal. I don't know.
But other people could make a GoFundMe and donate the money to you.
True. Yeah.
Yes,
that could be a thing.
Yeah. So if you want to start a non-profit that would fund the rides there, that'd be, go ahead.
Right. But this year we're trying to. So I've had the maintenance staff collect Leap the Dips wood for me ever since I started. So anytime they fix something on the coaster, and the wood that they take off, they save it for me because we're gonna try to start selling the old wood.
I'm like,
Yeah, so we're gonna start selling the old wood, and all that money is gonna go towards the coasters. It's gonna go right back into the coasters. So hopefully that'll help.
So we have another question of, do you have any goals or personal plans for the park this season?
Yes. So last year we only had one food stand open, which was Motorway. It's right by the go-karts and the Skyliner. But this year we're opening up Dippy's, which is right next to Leap the Dips. So we're actually gonna have like real food in there, not just like snack food like we used to have last year. So I was really excited about that. We're also gonna have fresh cut fries. Coming from a Palace Park like I did, potato patch fries.
oh yes.
I lived off of those for many, many years. So now coming to Lakemont, we didn't have those. So I was like, I need fresh cut fries. So we're gonna have the fresh cut fries. Annika, we do have Dippin' Dots as well. Yes. Um, so yeah, I'm really
How,
excited for the
how
new
well
stuff.
how well is the Dippin' Dots guy informed?
What do you mean?
You'll get it, you.
Dippin' Dots guys know everything at all the parks.
Well,
That's yes, the fair parks.
but yeah, I'm excited for that, and I'm excited to hopefully get the coasters like good. So that's like my personal goals. But yeah.
I mean, but we don't want that's too smooth because if it was butter smooth, it wouldn't have any airtime.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
How often do you guys send your Skyliner trains back to PTC, or is that something you guys do in house, or send them every other year? I'm
I
just
think
curious
that's
I'm just curious since you guys are in Pennsylvania, so close to them.
I think that's something that happens in house. I don't think they ever like ship them out. Um, yeah, I don't know exactly who. I know a lot of people come and look at the stuff down in the maintenance shop, but
Well,
yeah,
I mean,
I know
you're
they
so
don't ship them
close,
out.
they can probably drive to you.
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure.
I can say too, yes, I want to have two trains, and over the course of the long history, two trains turned into one, and one train became a butler. So yeah, now I have one train, obviously.
What is it? A single train with 3
Yes,
cars, 18 riders per train.
yes, had to, but one train became used for twice at some point.
Next week, I was talking with my coworker. We're gonna go down and take, some pictures, like some behind the scene photos of the Skyliner, being taken apart and everything like that. So you guys can look for that on social media eventually next week.
I'm excited to see that.
That'd be nice to see.
Yep.
Yes.
All right. Well, Zach, do you have any other questions?
If any more questions, or we can go ahead and let Ashley to start teasing us here stuff.
Okay. All right.
So when we say future, let's say Lakemont is back where it needs to be.
Yes.
It's bringing in the money. What could we see possibly happen next?
Definitely more rides for sure. I think I've told Zach this before, but me personally, and I think my coworkers as well, would like to keep it as classic as possible. So things like the Scrambler, Ferris wheel, carousel, just classic amusement park rides like that. Because I think when people look back on what Lakemont used to be, they think classic amusement park. They think, I came here as a kid and I want to bring my kids here. I want to bring my grandkids here because this is, what I grew up doing as a kid. So classic things like that, and just more food options, more food, like park food. Um, Definitely more games. I know we don't have any games anymore, which really upsets me. So I would definitely love to add the classic games back and upgrade the water park for sure.
Yeah, the person to me, like I'm looking at me, thinks that it'd be really cool if like Lakemont could eventually market themselves as a place we can step back in time to the 1900s and 1940s, and it's only ride classic rides.
Right. Yep. Yeah, I wouldn't want anything crazy in there. I know a lot of parks that were classic are going a little bit outside of that and getting, things like, big and crazy. Yeah. So I wouldn't want to do that. I just don't think it fits. Plus, Lakemont's really small.
Yes.
It would look really out of place. But yeah.
And anyway, too, I mean, you really want to try to keep Lakemont that like value plug, like $20 wristband price range, because that really does lead itself to doing a really good plug split half a day with the Grosso down the road.
Yep.
I got it down the road, but Lakemont and the Grosso, they're like 15-minute away from each other, so you can really do Lakemont and the Grosso same day, and only like 15 minutes down the road to go from one to the other, and definitely go eat at Grosso's.
Yep. It's not far at all. Me and my coworker used to order food from there and go pick it up all the time. So.
Evil. So you would order food from the Grosso's and bring it back to Lakemont.
Yeah.
Well, what else would you do if the park only offers snack type food?
I mean, I don't know, fast food. I mean, there's a Taco Bell like down the road.
No fast food. Fast food's bad for you, Zach.
I mean, no, that pasta at Del Grosso's is good though.
Whenever Del Grosso's is closed for the season, they do. I'm promoting Del Grosso's right now, so it's fine. They do Del Grosso's to go basically, so it's to go food. So whenever their park's closed, they sell food still, so you can order it online and then go pick it up. It's really nice. Yeah, they have different meals. They have different meals every week. It's really good. So.
Yeah, I'm noticing that. I'm like, they're like, yeah, I have the pasta sauce here at home, and it's so good.
Yep. It's even better when they make it for you.
I bet. Do we have any other questions here?
Well, somebody mentioned about a Giga coaster.
Yeah.
And then Annika brought up flat rides that she could ride, which are basically non-spinny flat rides.
Me too. I can't do the spinny flat rides.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A whip or one of the flying coasters like King or Kennywood, because somehow Knoebel's got one of those on here. I don't know how.
Yeah, I'm not sure either.
Because the funny thing is, apparently Knoebel was going to buy it off Kennywood, and then once Kennywood realized from Knoebel that, hey, we can repair it and repurpose it completely, they're like, yeah, never mind, but we do it sell and keep it. And then Knoebel were now like, hey, we want out here. Like, okay. So
it's not even on RCDB yet either.
Well, no, it's not a flying coaster, but it's not actually a coaster.
Well, sometimes RCDB will list classic flat rides.
Oh.
For like just for factual information, not.
Yeah. I mean, if you go back on a Knoebel picture page, like a few months ago, they'll say, hey, we got this, we have what I call a flying coaster, I think Kangaroo or Kennywood, and we're going to try to get going. Like, it's Kennywood. I mean, it's Knoebel. They're going to get going.
Probably.
Do we have any other questions, or before we get too off topic here? Because, I mean, we could go all day here.
I'm already sidetracked.
Oh, yeah, I am too. I mean, I got on the Grosso, and I'm like, oh, food.
Will Lakemont get a new coaster in the next few years?
Yes, we were talking about it earlier, but if you want to see new coasters, new rides, new gift shops, new restaurants, go to the park. No crowds, no expansion. That's how it works.
Yep.
Once Lakemont gets back into a good area, I'm sure we'll see definitely lots of expansions and things
sure.
being put in. I know they're already doing it. I mean, you guys just added. You now have volleyball courts, basketball courts,
Yep. We
a
have
whole bunch
Mini golf.
yep, batting
two set.
cages, mini golf.
Yes,
Yeah.
two
Yep.
sets of mini golf at that.
Yep. 2 sets.
I love mini golf.
And paddleboats too, of course. So. And I believe the big building that hides the park is the ice skating rink. I believe, right?
Which building?
The big building that hides most of the park.
Oh, Galactic Ice. Is that what you're
Yeah.
talking about?
Yeah.
The ice skating rink.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, here we go.
I think that's a question for her.
If that's a question for me, it's definitely me. I win every time.
Nice, yeah. I'm not the best at it, so I'll play it sometime and I'll probably do bad. They feel like why try and I can just be goofy and screw bounce.
There's a mini golf tournament they do sometimes at the park, and we all play, and yeah, I usually win, so it would be me.
Yeah, last time I played mini golf, I started doing Happy Gilmore with kids golf club, so yeah, you can imagine that stuff. Oh, here we go. Which one on the staff has ridden Eat the Dips the most?
Me. Yep. A lot of our staff not really into rides. So I mean, our general manager won't even go near it. Like, so yeah, definitely me.
Yeah, I think a unspoken rule should be if you want to work at a park, you need to have to do the thing at the park.
We do staff nights, yes. So I plan a lot of like employee appreciation events. We did a volleyball tournament last year, a mini golf tournament, and then we do a big like party at the end of the season where they can, ride the go-karts or do whatever they really want, to be honest.
Do you guys or have you guys ever thought about doing a like adults only night at the water park?
We're actually planning an adults only glow golf night this year. I forget what date it is. I mean, it's probably on our Facebook page, but
it's not on your website's calendar.
No, because our website always goes down like every 2 seconds.
Well, it hasn't even updated for this year yet.
Right, because it's been down for like it was down at one point for like 2 weeks, and I couldn't touch it. So we're looking for a new host, because right now it's WordPress and it's not very great. So yeah, if you want to know anything, go on the Facebook page for events and stuff like that. So yeah.
And with that being said, with your water park, do you think you guys are going to do any special events there this summer?
Currently, it's closed because the slides are not up to code. So those need to either be refurbished or taken down at this point. And we didn't want to open it with just because there's a pool and then there's like a kiddie like activity pool area over there. And we didn't want to just open it with those two things because I don't think it would make any additional revenue really. So we're just keeping it closed for now.
Okay.
Yeah, and obviously those spots mentioned earlier are really historic as they came from Lakemont Park, which was back when we had closed in the 60s?
I'm not 100% sure on what the date, but yeah.
So obviously, you pull those down, you replace them, but then it'd be too modern, so you gotta keep it old-fashioned there.
Yep.
There you go. Oh, this is different one for you.
Yes. Yeah. So we have a ghost in our gift shop. So yeah. One day I was in there with a coworker, and the little scanner gun thing at the register kept beeping and going off. Nobody was touching it. We were just watching it happen. So we started asking it questions, like a yes or no questions, and it would beep for yes and not do anything for no, which was pretty interesting. And then we tried to take it a step further and do like the flashlight test. I don't know if you guys know what that is, but if you take like a flashlight, and if it's one of those like turn on off ones, you can switch it right to like a certain spot where it's like about to turn on if you just touch it. So we put that in there, and we're asking yes or no questions, and the flashlight would turn on for yes or stay dark for no. So yeah, we've definitely been investigating. So yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, any other question about the park, or that's being random like that one was?
So yeah, so I think so. So here's some more behind the scenes history facts, I guess. So we used to have a maintenance guy back when the park was still, more of an amusement park. His name was John. He was, I don't think he was head of maintenance, but he was like one of the main maintenance guys. And he tragically passed away, not in the park, but something, I don't remember what exactly happened, but he passed away. And he was also the guy whose dog would ride the Skyliner all the time. The dog's name was Duke, and the dog is actually buried like in the middle of the Skyliner, like in the ground. Like he has a little gravestone and everything. It says his name, but that dog belonged to that maintenance guy. So we think that it's that maintenance guy named John.
Yes, I actually did see it too. I went to Mike. I did see the gravestone there for the dog. Like, a dog winning talent. That's interesting.
They're saying Leap the Dips is haunted.
It probably. I mean, I wouldn't put it past it. It's very, very old.
They're saying at one point in the roller coaster's history, a maintenance worker was working on one of the tracks when he was struck and killed by a coaster during a test run.
Yeah,
over the years, there have been stories of folks during their roller coaster ride spotting a man working on the tracks during the ride.
It's very possible. I mean, I've heard that story too. I think that happened like a really long time ago. But I think the maintenance guy that I'm talking about I think that just happened in like the early 2000s. So.
Now that we're on this kind of stuff, do you have any kind of fun facts for us?
Let me think. I mean, the dog thing was like my best fun fact. So.
Yeah, I had a one.
Yep. It's really cool to see.
Yeah, we can see photos at some point today. That'd be kind of cool seeing dog riding in Skyliner.
Yep. I would like to see that one too, because I don't know how he stayed in the seat, to be honest.
Same, I'm like, I could maybe see no, I can't see any of it. Like, okay, that's just okay. Well trained dog, I guess. Well trained dog.
Yep, for sure. Yeah, I mean, is there anything else you have questions about? Like anything at all?
Any questions, or we're gonna wrap this up and let Ashley enjoy her Saturday off.
Ashley is.
Here we go. Yes.
Leave the Dip Squishmallow. I would love that. That would be really cute. I love Squishmallows. So
I know Gabby from Cushion and Booth would dive over that too.
Yes. Gabby also loves Squishmallows. That would be really cute. Yes. I've actually reached out to Squishmallows before, but they didn't respond to me. So
Yeah, so Ashley, Gabby, and me are probably the biggest fan of the dips, probably.
for sure.
Yeah. I mean, I could ride all day long.
And yes, the park does see many company. We have a lot of company picnics. Yes, they take up a lot of the pavilions in the summer. Yeah.
Do we have anything else?
Don't think so. I think we've pretty much covered everything today without going too much into history.
Yes, I mean, if
we're trying to bite our tongues because we don't want to dig into the history.
Yes, because History Lakemont Park will be a full-on video coming out at some point. I don't know when. I don't have an estimate, but that will take some time, and it will happen at some point.
We may even have to throw on the paranormal side because.
Yeah. I have videos of that stuff too that I can send you guys.
Oh, nice. So yeah, we'll do a whole video on that with Ashley here because he's the historian here. So yes, I want to wrap it up. Thank you, Ashley, for himself. It's great having you today. This is definitely a really good show. Best one we had recently. So need some time, and we will see you guys at Lakemont Park. And once again, go visit Lakemont this year. If you want to see them expand, add new rides, go and visit.
Thank you guys for having me.
Thank you for joining us.
Yes,
no problem.
You guys have a good day.